Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today's the big day. There's a big earnings report coming out today from the largest company on the planet. Is it going to be good? And how will markets react? Also, what about Bitcoin and crypto? There's a veteran investor that you guys all know. He sounds the alarm. Is he correct? Let's talk about that as well. All right, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out a day slightly lower than yesterday. We were approaching 94,000. Unfortunately, we have slid back down to 91.2. It does seem like there is still a lot of fear. But yesterday, we did something that we haven't seen in a long time. Bitcoin and crypto rallied while the broader market sold off. So, pretty encouraging, something that we haven't seen in a long time. So, does that mean we have found the bottom and we're slowly recovering back up? Well, let's look at it. This morning session, we are seeing some green. Okay. Kind of mixed. Nvidia still holding on. Of course, today is the big Nvidia earnings day. And all eyes will be on Nvidia to lead or give forecast into how AI is doing and how tech is doing. This earnings report is going to be massive. Okay, and they have been selling off over the past week or so. They actually formed a new high just 2 weeks ago at like, what, 210 or something like that. And that slid off and corrected quite a lot. But I have a feeling Nvidia is going to surprise people in a good way. You don't want to bet against Nvidia or AI at this point. But outside of that, what else do we have? Today we have the Fed minutes from last FOMC. The one that Powell pretty much used to destroy confidence in another rate cut. It's the reason why December's rate cut percentage went from 90-something% down to below 50%. But that may change with some of the economic data that's going to be released this week, including the unemployment report tomorrow, which will be huge. And then there's other things like jobs claims and house or home sales, stuff like that. So maybe regardless of what Powell thinks, if the labor market is struggling, the Fed has no other option. Basically, they have to cut. And that's what we're looking forward to. Not that people are losing jobs, looking forward to some of this data that we've been missing for over a month because of the shutdown. All right, so those are the stuff to look forward to. If you look at ETF inflow, yesterday was not good. 500 million came out of BlackRock. A little concerning. We actually did have inflows into some of the other funds, and yesterday was a recovery day, remember, right? Why is Wall Street selling? Or why specifically BlackRock selling? It's a mystery. And if you look at Ethereum, same thing. We actually had inflows into all the other, almost all, but mostly the other ETFs, but not BlackRock. BlackRock sold out 165 million ETH yesterday. So wondering what's going on there. Wondering, something that we got to continue to focus on. But Solana debuted two other ETFs from Van Eck and Fidelity, along with Bitwise and Grayscale. And yesterday they actually had a pretty good inflow all around, 26 million. So Solana's ETF is definitely working. Yesterday they did have a pretty good recovery. I think a lot of it due to ETF buying. But Bitcoin, Ethereum right now, it's really just BlackRock selling. But it could be temporary. So let's see. Let's see the remainder of this week. All right. So what is this warning from this veteran investor? Okay. Who is it? not me. It's Jim Cramer. He made 2 tweets this morning. One is, almost feels like a cabal is keeping or is trying to keep Bitcoin above 90,000. I like Bitcoin, but I do not like any derivatives created to play it or game it or mine it. It's funny because I say this, but I'm looking at it from the other side. I feel like there's a cabal or a group or whales or exchanges or market makers that's keeping Bitcoin low and suppressed right now, around 90,000. But Jim flipped it and said, no, without them, Bitcoin would be well below 90,000. That's what he's trying to say, that the cabal is actually good. It's like the Bitcoin whales that are buying Bitcoin. So it's kind of weird how he inversed that. But that's the warning. He's like, well, there's a cabal that's keeping above 9,000. But if there wasn't a cabal, then it would have fallen, right? So that's the warning. Do we believe this, or do we believe that inverse of this is correct? You guys know about inverse Cramer, right? And he tweeted this an hour beforehand. Even after all this destruction, we're not oversold. This is the type of tweet normally people look forward to, because when you do the inverse of this, it's usually correct. So maybe we are oversold. And it's time for that bounce. Only time will tell if we are oversold, we are ready for the bounce, if Bitcoin is going to rally back up. All right, but outside of inverse Cramer or Cramer predictions, we still have a lot of good things. This is why I'm not giving up, why the fundamentals are still fantastic. And that's why I believe we're going through a phase, just a correction phase that is like a distraction along the way. And I'm not even the first, not the only person that thinks that. Before I get to that last article, Charles Hoskinson also thinks the same thing. It's interesting that he admitted in here that many participants, including himself, thought that 2025 would be absolutely fantastic because of the Trump administration, right? Because he is so pro-crypto, and we have all this about a Bitcoin reserve and all the moves and stuff. But then he also said that, you know what, because of the administration, there's been a lot of political turmoil too that haven't been so good, right? So basically, we're kind of like stuck in there, but we will get past it. And he believes 2026 will be awesome. This year has been led by institutions and a lot of political stuff that has held us back. But next year, he believes, is the golden year, right? So this notion of elongated cycle, or just like the removal of a 4-year cycle, more and more people feel like that is true. And I feel the same way too. I do feel like even if we don't see some major moves the next month and a half, we could continue forward in 2026, that we won't just enter crypto winter. There's just too much goodness. Like I've been saying, the fundamentals keeps on growing and improving. Look at this. New Hampshire approves Bitcoin-backed bonds. Basically, you can borrow against your Bitcoin if you wanted to. That is now legal in New Hampshire. So obviously, they believe in Bitcoin now, right? And many states also have a Bitcoin treasury along with the national treasury that we have. And you got Citibank that issues a buy rating on strategy. And we know that BlackRock, Vanguard, and all these big asset manager companies own significant amounts of Strategy and Coinbase and Hut 8 and all these mining stocks, everything. You know they're interested. You got this world's most profitable hedge fund, Renaissance Technology, just disclosed they have 46 million Strategy too. So again, these big boys are not in it for fun, okay? They've been around the block for a long time, and they invest in what they feel like are going to make them a boatload of money, basically, right? So there's a reason why there's so many that's holding Bitcoin or holding Strategy or holding ETFs. There's a reason for that. And we're talking about some of the biggest entities on the planet, not just like random Joes on the street. And a couple metrics that reinforces this. First of all, if you look at accumulator addresses, has been skyrocketing, okay, throughout this year. And even now, while things are going lower, they are still going upwards. And this is even more telling. If you look at this, this is the whales, okay? What's interesting is you could see that prior in 2024 and 2025, the whale count was extremely high, around 75,000-ish. And when Bitcoin broke above it, that's when the whale count actually went lower. I don't know what they deem whales in this case, like 10,000 plus, 100,000 plus, I don't know. But you could see since we have fallen from our top of 126, there's been a major spike in terms of whales. So that means obviously a lot of them are quite interested and thinks that Bitcoin's oversold, it's ready for a bounce, and or they're the ones that cause this, and the reason why they cause this is because they want to buy low. They want to drive retail out or drive Wall Street out, and now they're accumulating again. But that's a huge freaking spike, and this started recently, right around where we are now. That tells you something. There are a lot of people that are accumulating behind the scenes. You just may not notice it. Because right now, retail is just too fearful. Retail FUD is at a point that we haven't seen since the FTX collapse. Just think about it. 3 years ago, when we fell down to 15,000, the fear level is just as high now as then. 90,000 plus Bitcoin versus 15,000 Bitcoin. Think about it. How does that make sense? It doesn't, but the fear level is just as high right now. And what happened after FTX collapse? What happened after Bitcoin hit 15K? We bounced and we recovered. And we didn't know that was the bottom until months later, when we were well above 30, 40, 50,000, and we're like, okay, that was the bottom. But at that time, you could never predict it. You don't know. Feels a lot like what we're going through, at least the sentiment, but not the price, obviously. And, you know, if you're a chartist and you don't believe in any of the macro stuff or geopolitical stuff or anything, or fear levels, and you just want to stick with your charts, well, here's a chart that you'll understand. If you strip away everything, we're doing exactly the same thing that we have done prior this year and last year. We fall down about 30%. It's a major correction. And then we bounce right back up. And this guy broke it down pretty well, because you could see RSI is also hitting basically the same point, or at least this trending point. You could see also the retracement points our Fibonacci levels. And after we bounce back, the next levels to look forward to, the 127, the 161, the 2, which will bring Bitcoin back up to 138,000, 155,000, 176,000. And again, if it doesn't happen by the end of this year, well, then we just have to wait until 2026 for it to happen. There's no reason to think that we can't continue forward into 2026. Pretty self-explanatory if you look at this, of what's to come next. All right. Outside of Bitcoin, I saw this. Vitalik sets timeline for Ethereum quantum resistant transition, which will take 4 years. So this is something that's been talked about for a while now. Will quantum computers break Bitcoin's encryption or break Ethereum's encryption or break whatever encryption? You know, there's a lot of developers that are thinking about this right now, and they're building safeguards, which is good all around. Nothing wrong with that. So it's good that they're starting, but they need to fix their scaling issue first, right? They need to make Ethereum scale, and then, well, I guess you could work on both at the same time. Ondo also proved to bring tokenized stocks to 30 European markets. RWA is still going to be a big thing. Right now, not a whole lot of people care. Seems like it's moved to like the fad has moved to like privacy somehow. RWA is still going to be a big thing. Now, a lot of you Europeans can invest in American tech companies through tokenized stocks, through a project like Ondo that's leading the way. That's pretty major. That's very major. But also platforms like Robinhood allow that too. But it's a big deal. And what else? Kraken raised $800 million. I had no idea Kraken was that big. They're preparing to go IPO, so they're worth $20 billion now. That's massive. That's massive. And Coinbase doesn't want to fall to number 2. So they're pushing forward. So they're going to work with Kalshi to develop a prediction market for sports, politics, tech events, and all things. Prediction markets are huge. Huge. That is why I'm building one for Clash called Clash Picks. Super excited about it. And it's going to be a game changer for Clash, our project. It's going to be a game changer for a lot of things you'll see. It's going to be a major platform. I'm looking forward to it. But predictions, bets, people can't get enough of it. People love to bet on all things. But if you integrate it into projects, I think that's going to be the next evolution. Or focus on projects, I should say. All right. That is it. Let's see. The things change a little bit more green. So that's good. NVIDIA up 2.5%. Robinhood up 2%. MicroStrategy down today. Coinbase slightly down. All right. Let's do some Q&A. I really am super excited about Clash Picks. I think it's going to be a game changer. I have all the details about it in Discord. So if you're not in Discord, you should join and hear about it. But there's going to be a lot of prediction pools. around the project, around our tournament specifically, but also we're going to expand out into other topics as well. So basically anyone can use it. People who have Clash will benefit the most. People that want to play for free, they'll be able to do it. And I'm thinking about even opening up some prediction pools for non-Clash holders. And it doesn't matter because the fees collected will be used to convert to Clash and put into Treasury. So there are a lot of stuff to this. Super excited. We should have a preview today that I'll release tonight. And then the platform hopefully will be done by next week. Man, I really hope after today's earnings, Nvidia is just like opens like this tomorrow and back to 210. I hope they have a spectacular earnings. It's really going to lead tech and AI back up. Trezor came out with a wallet that is ready, quantum ready. That doesn't mean a whole lot when the chain itself is not quantum ready. You might be able to like make the wallet itself unhackable, but not the wallets, okay, that lives on the chains. So that's not quantum ready. Fed minutes are today. I don't have any expectations over what's going to be released in there. I think it's outdated, whatever that comes out, because we've missed so much last month in terms of like all the reports that we were supposed to get and we didn't. So now we're playing catch up, and those reports are going to be more crucial than the Fed minutes. Frank Jets, I'm 50% Bitcoin, 25% Sol, 25% Clash. Am I good? That's a pretty good makeup. I would say you're following the 50-25-25 rule to a T, and I love it. And I love how the 25% is small caps, micro caps, that you're using that to fill with Clash. Man, really want to see Sol get back up to like 187. It was just there a few weeks ago. It's a major buying opportunity right now. You know, like I was looking at Bitcoin. If you go to the weekly and you look at RSI down here, the RSI dropped to the same point as when Bitcoin was at 16,000. Think about it. On the weekly scale, RSI is more oversold than when we fell down to 73,000, when we fell down to 40-something thousand. It's equal to when Bitcoin was at 16,000. That's how oversold Bitcoin is right now. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Just it's the same as the fear level. I mean, if you extrapolate the fear level, it would be the exact same, because fear level is as low as the FTX collapse, which was around 15, 16,000. I'm not going to be doing an all-day stream. No, sir. I am in Discord almost like all day. Like I may not be chiming in all the time, but I am in there. So I'm still curious why most of you guys are not in Discord chatting. You guys love to chat. All things. You might want to talk about charts. You might want to talk about news. You want to talk about Clash. You want to talk about anything. Don't see why you guys are not in Discord chatting away. And as for Clash tournaments, the new entry is open and we have accounts now. So if you go to the website and you sign up, you now have accounts, and it's going to make it so much easier for people that are participating in tournaments, spectating, winning those giveaways. And we're going to build in a referral program, but everything is going to be so much simpler, simplified. And then what comes next is Clash picks and integration with that. There's just gonna be so much goodness. I can't even fathom what it's gonna be like when it's all said and done. I just bought 100 shares in Nvidia. Awesome. What's your next BTC buying price point? I'd say it's right around where we are. You know, we were at 89 2 days ago. We're like around 90. Maybe we hit 87. Maybe we don't. You know, it's a great place, great point to be buying. But you never go all in, right? That's the whole point of having dry powder on the side, so that you can buy the dips and DCA. Galactico spray. You should get banned for that comment. But I'm not going to. Yeah, Nvidia, Hood, and Broadcom. Broadcom is having a big recovery today for whatever reason. I think people are expecting the Nvidia earnings to be really good, or a lot of people got insider information and they're loading up right now. Really no reason for Broadcom to be up 5%, but it's good because I have options in them. It's weird. It almost seems like yesterday, everything sold off. Not everything, but most things sold off. And Bitcoin crypto rallied. And today we're getting like a tech rally. And then Bitcoin sold off. It's almost like the same pool of money just being diverted from one sector to another. They should be in tandem, but it's almost like you either pick crypto or you pick, let's say, AI. It's like one or the other. They're like not moving up in tandem. Today I got a scam email pretending it's a Clash tournament site. It's weird. I don't know where, someone else said that in Discord. I don't know where they even get the emails, or they're randomly sending it, because we don't ask anyone to fill out their emails anywhere. But yeah, don't fill out any of those things. Only go to official sites like our X or our website. Okay? Don't go to anywhere else. And if you want to verify, go into Discord and verify. But yeah, there's a lot of impersonators, a lot of people trying to take advantage of our success. Don't fall for it. And if you really don't know, just check the description of this video. Then you know. Okay, all the official links, everything is in this video. But now you can sign up. You could go sign up your account. You can go to tournament. Also, sign up. It kind of explains everything. What the prizes are and everything. The new account page. There's a few bugs, but we're working it out. For most people, they're able to join. But the account page is really a game changer. It's going to make things super simple. How come you didn't go to Volcon 4 as a speaker? I haven't had any communication with Jamie in like years. Honestly, I have no idea. Vulcan Forge, I mean, Jamie was just going in all directions from a few years ago. He's like trying everything under the sun to make things work, which is great because it's great to see founders and projects not give up. But the gaming sector, the Web3 gaming sector, man, not one is doing well. They all tanked. Many have, like, remember Star Atlas? I think Michael Wagner, like, basically started charging people to play it, turned off a lot of people. I think he started another project too. Like, all Web3 gaming projects have done horribly because we haven't had altcoin season and people just lost interest in them, right? But I wish Jamie the best, but I haven't talked to him in years. See, that's the reason why we have an advantage with Clash. Okay, the project is based around a very popular Clash Royale game, a Web 2 game that has millions upon millions of people playing it every month. And they are always developing it. We don't need to market the game. We don't need to spend money on development of the game. What we're doing is building around it. We're building tournaments, which, you know, they have their own, the major like CRL one. But outside of that, all these guys are telling me there's really nothing that is doing what we're doing, where they could join every week and have fun and win prizes and compete. So we're building around the game, which makes it so much easier. And now we're building more utility like Clash Picks, which will make it even more enticing to get involved and to make predictions based on outcomes. I just feel like we have such an advantage. So it's like a gaming community project, right? But we're moving beyond that. Just paid $20K for a new roof. That's a lot of money. This sucks. But hopefully you enjoy your roof for a long time. Yeah, I remember at my new house, I paid like, it was like 35K for my roof or something. And it's not even the fancy metal roof or anything like that. It's just normal whatever shingles. It looks good, but it's, um I think they last like 20 or 30 years. But if you get the metal ones, they last forever. But the metal ones cost like 5 times as much. So it's like, what's the point of that? You won't even be around to switch your roofs enough to make up for the cost difference. Yeah. Anyways, the money saved, I got solar panels instead. But I did it on just the south side of the house. So from the front and sides, you can't see. Because I think solar panels, when you could clearly see it on the front of the house, looks really ugly. So I have it, and my house is really tall. So you really can't see it. Even if you're in a backyard, there's no way you could see it. Um, so I got solar instead. So that I think that's a much better investment than going with metal roofs. Peter Schiff always calls out everyone, but he did call out Saylor to a debate because he's now saying Bitcoin won't go to zero, but he's saying that strategies go to zero. So now he's personally attacking his business, right? So Saylor should debate him. So this is no longer like a Bitcoin debate, which you know that you can't win against Schiff because he just doesn't listen to reason. But now Schiff is kind of spreading FUD about strategy, so I think Saylor should accept that. But I don't know. Schiff he's a nice guy. I met him at the Bitcoin conference earlier this year. He loves to take pictures of people. He loves to debate random people. We're just going up to him and trying to talk shit to him. Mostly cordial, but still, he's a good sport. And he's definitely very smart, but he has just stick where he has to be a Bitcoin bear, right? But he now recognizes Bitcoin's not gonna go to zero. It's not, no matter what he says. So now he has to find like another shtick to keep his popularity going, and I think that's attacking Saylor and strategy. Exactly. Schiff is a smart engagement farmer, but he is, you know, he's very successful and wealthy. And what he says about the economy, I agree with. I think most of us agree. Um, he believes the economy and just money in general, the Fed, everyone is just, they're going down this path where you can't come back from. Everything's built on a house of cards. It's all going to collapse. And that's the reason why he believes in gold so much. He should just embrace Bitcoin, but because of his gold business, he can't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he owns some Bitcoin. I asked him about that. Elizabeth, if you have questions about Clash, go into Discord and ask them. Does anyone know why this month earnings are expected to be so much higher than other months? You know how we have this concept in America called Black Friday, where you get awesome deals after Thanksgiving? It's because most companies in Q4 finally turn a profit. That's how it was before. Maybe modern companies are not so much like that, but I think for the most part it still is. Basically, the first 3 quarters you're grinding and you're breaking even. Q4 is when you're really starting to make money. And that's why there are deals given, but even though Black Friday is not like how it was 20 years ago. But that, I think, is the reason why Mrs. Waller. Why are people surprised? Beyond Cinema's like, George, you have Discord? I've been talking about Discord for how many months now? Are you kidding me? Are you living under a rock, or have you not turned in to this channel in like years? I've been talking about Discord. I've had that Discord for years. I've been talking about it and been hanging out more because of Clash. And now you're like, oh, you had Discord? Like, where have you been? Oh, you're streaming on YouTube? I didn't know that. It's in the description of this video. You could join it. You could join it. And it's not just for Clash, it's for all things, okay? It's funny, every so often I meet people randomly and they're like, hey, you're CryptosRUs, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I try to talk to them. They're like, yeah, I've been watching you for years. Or I used to watch you a lot. But the thing is, I'm thinking if they really watch me a lot, they wouldn't know and call me by my name, George. They wouldn't say, your CryptosRUs, right? It's like I start every freaking stream saying, I am George, we're all George, so you should know my name. So I think a lot of people pretend like they watch me a lot, but they really don't. Just a random thought. Josh is like, first time viewer, long time listener, stoked to see you on YouTube. All right, guys. On that note, it's time to get off this YouTube thing. All right. So today, let's see how things go with the NVIDIA earnings and Fed minutes. We got a couple things to look forward to. Overall, we're slightly down versus yesterday, but tech is rallying, AI is rallying, so that's a good sign. Stay strong, my friends. And yes, I do have a Discord that you could join right now and chat. And yes, Clash is my project, and you can go check it out and sign up and learn more about it on this webpage or in Discord as well. And yes, you're watching me on YouTube. All right, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later today. Take care.